Making a lot of videos lately on why I think people should still be buying despite mortgage rates going up considerably over the last couple of years. And I know for a lot of people that's probably actually really frustrating to hear because you literally can't afford to buy a house with these interest rates at 8% and the prices continuing to go up. So I want to do a video on what I would do if I were in that situation. If I wanted to buy a house, but the mortgage rates and the prices were completely pricing me out of the market. And the main thing is that you just have to get creative. I know that's easier said than done, but one specific strategy that I would be looking at, that I would absolutely be doing, if I could go back and tell my younger self this is what I would do when I started out, but especially in this market, I would be looking to house hack. And if you've never heard the term house hack, it simply means that you are going to live in one portion of the home and rent out the other portion to other people so that their rental income will help offset that mortgage cost that you have. So it could be a duplex where you live in one half and rent out the other half. Triplex, same thing. You live in one, rent out the other two. Even a fourplex, you can still get an FHA loan on. You live in one unit, rent out the other three. That will significantly reduce the cost of your mortgage when you use that rent to offset it. It could be a single family residence where you rent out one or two or three of the spare bedrooms that you have. So you use maybe the master bedroom and you have two other bedrooms, and you rent those out to individuals looking for a room to rent. It could be a house that has some type of additional dwelling unit in the back. So maybe like someone converted a detached garage into a little apartment. You can rent that apartment out, which offers you a little more privacy than the other options. But there's a million different ways that you can turn your house that you own and you live in yourself into a rental to help offset those costs. And I wanted to look at one specific example. I just saw this come up in one of the Columbus groups I'm in. This just hit the market. This is a duplex on 3002 and 3004 Cleveland Avenue in the 43224 zip code. They are asking $235,000 for it. Let's look through a few of the pictures here. It looks pretty nice. It's fairly remodeled. I like it from the outside a lot. Nice kitchen. New flooring there. That flooring is a little faded. You'd have to do something there probably. But overall, nice condition. Minimal amount of work it looks like you'd have to do to it. There is a tenant on one half. The other half is empty. So you would immediately have someone bringing in that rent, or it looks like they're on a month-to-month lease. So if you wanted more rent, then you could get them out. But let's talk about what these specific numbers would look like on this property. So they, again, are asking $235,000. If you did an FHA loan, you could do 3.5% down, which in this case would mean you'd bring about $9,000 to the closing table for a down payment. And your mortgage payment, with your mortgage, assuming an 8% rate, a 3.5% down payment, looking at what the property taxes and insurance would be, your mortgage payment would be almost exactly $2,000 a month. Okay, so you're paying $2,000 a month for all of those monthly costs. And then I looked at the rental rates in this area, and it looks like a 2-bedroom place like this is going to go for about $1,000 a month. Okay, so you're going to spend $2,000 on a mortgage. You're going to rent out the other half of the duplex for $1,000, and now your house payment for this house that you own is down to $1,000 per month. All right, and think about it this way: you own the house, you have this asset. Your net payment is $1,000 a month, yet the person that you're renting this to that owns nothing in it, they're paying you $1,000 a month. So you have the same house payment as them, right? Except you own it and they rent it. Then consider the fact that rent's going up every single year. So maybe in year 2, you're getting $1,050 a month for it. And then in year 3, it's $1,150. And then 4 years down the road, you're getting $1,400 a month for that apartment. So now your net out-of-pocket cost is only $600 a month, whereas your tenant's paying you $1,400 a month. Okay, so it just keeps getting better and better. But then think about this. Let's say that rates go down. In 2 years, let's say rates are down to 5.5%. Now these are your options. You can simply refinance and stay there. Now your housing cost goes down significantly. Maybe it's $1,500 a month, right? And you're getting $1,200 a month rent. Now you're only paying $300 a month out of pocket to own and live in this house, right? Let's say you believe, like I do, that the Columbus area is going to significantly go up like it does everywhere that Intel goes to, all right? And in 5 years, this is worth $60,000 more than you paid for it, right? So now you can sell this house if you want to, and use that for a significant down payment on a better house in a better neighborhood, maybe something that fits your needs better. All right, so that's a significant option for you. Or you can simply move out, rent the half you were living in. Now you have a cash flowing duplex and can move on to a different personal residence, and you're starting to build a rental portfolio. So there are a ton of options that you can do in a scenario like this. It doesn't have to be this house, obviously. There's other places in different parts of Columbus, different price points. But the point is that you can absolutely own a home if your budget is $1,000 a month and it looks like the mortgage payment is going to be $2,000 a month. You have to get creative, and house hacking to me is one of the best opportunities to do that, both in the immediate term where you can just lower your housing costs, but more importantly in the long term where you have this asset that the value is going up, and if you're in the Columbus area, potentially up significantly, and then you have the options down the road to either sell it or keep renting it out and own a cash flowing duplex or whatever you decide to invest in. So if you feel like you are completely priced out of this market, I promise you there are options. Obviously, you still need a down payment. There are still options there, though. There's grants and other things that can reduce that. There's even loan products that are 0% down depending on where you're located. But it's time to get creative. You can't sit back there and say that you just can't buy, the market's too bad. Get creative. It may not be the perfect scenario. It may not be what you want, but it could set you up to get into something that you want in a few years if you do this right. So if you have any interest in this property specifically, reach out. But even just getting started in how to do a house hack, and what you should be looking for, reach out. Happy to help. If it's somewhere in Ohio, we can help you directly. If not, we can offer some advice and hook you up with a great agent that's in your area.